My name is John Darnielle, and this book is called Wolf in White Van. It's dedicated to my early teachers, Debbie Vansel, Terry Neisler, Rosemary Adam, the true guardians of the trace. And the treasure? I broke in eagerly. He laughed in savage self-mockery. There was no gold there, no precious gems, nothing. He hesitated. Nothing that I could bring away. Robert E. Howard, The Thing on the Roof. Part 1, Chapter 1. My father used to carry me down the hall to my room after I came home from the hospital. By then I could walk if I had to, but the risk of falling was too great, so he carried me like a child. It's a cluster memory now. It consists of every time it happened and is recalled in a continuous loop. He did it every day for a long time, from my first day back until what seemed like 100 years later, and after a while the scene blurred into innumerable interchangeable identical scenes layered one on top of the other, like transparencies. On the wall to the right, as you head toward my room, there's a small bookcase with a painting above it, a western scene, hills and trees, a lake, a blue and green vista near sundown, a silent place. But if you look harder, or happen to turn your head at the right moment as you pass, you see figures, human figures, on what you might otherwise take for an empty ridge. It's like an optical illusion, this hunting party on the near hill, their curving hats dark in the orange dusk. They come out of hiding if you look at the empty scenery long enough. They were always there on my journey, popping up in the same place each time I drift by in my half-sleep. They never lost their power to surprise, just by being there, a little smoke rising from somewhere within their three-strong party, their brushstroke rifles resting lightly on their shoulders. Next to the bookcase, receding into the wall, there's a chest-high shelf for a rotary phone. To the left, just past the painting, on the other side of the hall, is the bathroom, the sort of open door that if the cameras found it as they passed through the house in a horror movie would trigger a blast of synthesizers. In my many days home after the hospital, I spent long hours in there, lifetimes, in the tub, at the sink, just getting in and out. It would be a long time before I could comfortably stand underneath a shower head, and my parents didn't trust me to sit in the bathtub by myself, so the bathroom became a communal space of forced intimacy. Reconstructed skin is very sensitive to temperature and moisture. The pain sneaks up on you. Every other day, they'd bathe me, and every time I'd feel like it wasn't so bad for a few minutes, and then the heat would slacken the re-sewn flaps of my cheeks a little, and the tingling would start up, a rippling alarm traveling down confused wires. I was too generally exhausted to be able to experience fear or panic for longer than a moment, and I'd try to bear the feeling evenly, but its grip was hard and sure, and it held me. My parents' eyes on me, trying to head off the pain at the pass, to start hoisting me out before I had to ask. Several kinds of pain, for several people. The portal still glows with menace in my memory. Ahead and beyond, two further doors, mine straight on, and to the right, my parents'. My parents' room is an uncatalogued planet, a night sky presence unknown to scientists, but feared by the secret faithful who trade rumors of its mystery. I stood before this door once and didn't go in. That's the extent of the legend, really. But my journey down the hall that night, down the same stream through which my father carries me now in my wheeling memory, hints at pockets in the story that are still obscure, which will never find light. What if I'd gone in? I didn't go in. I stood there a minute and then turned away. If I'd turned around, what then? There are several possibilities. They open onto their own clusters of new ones, and there's an end somewhere, I'm sure, but I'll never see it. I feel and remember my father's arms underneath me when I've come home from the hospital. He is not strong enough to do this, but he is forcing himself to do it. I am heavy in his arms, and I feel safe there, but I am lost, and I need constantly to be shoring up the wall.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?